Today is October 15th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 7, Working with Others. We'll be reading page 92. Out of the 12 and 12, I think we're getting close to finishing up Step 12. We'll be on page 117 today. And of course, we'll read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. Once again, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. And that is always a good thing. Just clean slate, new opportunity to work this program and to change for the better. That's giving me a big old smile on my face this morning, aside from this giant cup of coffee. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. Alright, so if you recall from yesterday's reading in the Big Book, we've been reading some practical advice here of how to talk to alcoholics. And one of the big things that stands out to me is we don't preach to them or anything like that. And if they don't want it, we don't force them to listen to us or anything like that either. You know, this has to be a choice that they make, whether or not they want to hear our advice or hear our experience, strength, and hope. So with that, we're on page 92. Tell him how baffled you were, how you finally learned that you were sick. Give him an account of the struggles that you made to stop. Show him the mental twist which leads to the first drink of a spree. We suggest that you do this as we have done it in the chapter on alcoholism. If he is alcoholic, he will understand you at once. He will match your mental inconsistencies with some of his own. If you are satisfied that he is a real alcoholic, begin to dwell on the hopeless feature of the malady. Show him from your own experience how the queer mental condition surrounding that first drink prevents normal functioning of the willpower. Don't at this stage refer to this book, unless he's seen it and wishes to discuss it. And be careful not to brand him as an alcoholic. Let him draw his own conclusion. If he sticks to the idea that he can still control his drinking, tell him that possibly he can, if he is not too alcoholic. But insist that if he is severely afflicted, there may be little chance that he can recover by himself. Continue to speak of alcoholism as an illness, a fatal malady. Talk about the conditions of the body and mind which accompany it. Keep his attention focused mainly on your personal experience. Explain that many are doomed who never realize their predicament. Doctors are rightly loath to tell alcoholic patients the whole story unless it will serve some good purpose. But you may talk to him about the hopelessness of alcoholism because you offer a solution. You will soon have your friend admitting that he has many, if not all, of the traits of the alcoholic. If his own doctor is willing to tell him that he is alcoholic, so much the better. Even though your protege may not have entirely admitted his condition, he's become very curious to know how you got well. Let him ask you the question, if you will. Tell him exactly what happened to you. Stress the spiritual feature freely. If the man be agnostic or atheist, make it emphatic that he does not have to agree with your conception of God. He can choose any conception he likes, provided it makes sense to him. The main thing is that he be willing to believe in a power greater than himself, and that he live by spiritual principles. Out of the 12 and 12, we're on Step 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Page 117. Most married folks in AA have very happy homes. To a surprising extent, AA has offset the damage to family life brought about by years of alcoholism. But just like all other societies, we do have sex and marital problems, and sometimes they are distressingly acute. Permanent marriage breakups and separations, however, are unusual in AA. Our main problem is not how we are to stay married. It is how to be more happily married by eliminating the severe emotional twists that have so often stemmed from alcoholism. Nearly every sound human being experiences, at some time in life, a compelling desire to find a mate of the opposite sex with whom the fullest possible union can be made. Spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. This mighty urge is the root of the great human accomplishments, a creative energy that deeply influences our lives. God fashioned us that way. So our question will be this: how, by ignorance, compulsion, and self-will, do we misuse this gift for our own destruction? We AAs cannot pretend to offer full answers to age-old perplexities, but our own experience does provide certain answers that work for us. When alcoholism strikes, very unnatural situations may develop, which work against marriage partnership and compatible union. If the man is affected, the wife must become the head of the house, often the breadwinner. "24 hours a day, October 15th. AA thought for the day. Am I deeply grateful to AA for what it has done for me in regarding my sobriety and opening up an entirely new life for me? AA has made it possible for me to carry on other interests in business and various other associations with people. It has made a full life possible for me. It would perhaps be wrong if all my activities were limited to AA work. It has made a well-rounded life possible for me in work, in play, and in the hobbies of various kinds. But will I desert AA because of this? Will I accept a diploma and become a graduate of AA? Do I realize that I can have nothing worthwhile without AA? Meditation for the day. There is only one way to get full satisfaction from life, and that is to live the way you believe God wants you to live. Live with God in that secret place of the Spirit, and you'll have a feeling of being on the right road. You'll have a deep sense of satisfaction. The world will have a meaning, and you have a place in the world. Work to do that counts in the internal order of things. Many things will work for you and with you, as long as you feel that you're on God's side. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may have a sense of the eternal value of the work I do. I pray that I may not only work for now, but also for eternity. Daily Reflection, October 15th. My checklist, not yours. Gossip barbed with our anger, a polite form of murder by character assassination, has its satisfactions for us too. Here, we're not trying to help those that we criticize. We are trying to proclaim our own righteousness. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 67. Sometimes I don't realize that I gossiped about someone until the end of the day, when I take an inventory of the day's activities. And then, my gossiping appears like a blemish in my beautiful day. How could I have said something like that? Gossip shows its ugly head during a coffee break, or lunch with some business associates. Or I may gossip during the evening, when I'm tired from the day's activities, and feel justified in bolstering my ego at the expense of someone else. Character defects like gossip sneak into my life when I'm not making a constant effort to work the 12 steps of recovery. I need to remind myself that my uniqueness is the blessing of my being, and that applies equally to everyone who crosses my path in life's journey. Today, the only inventory that I need to take is my own. I'll leave judgment of others to the final judge, divine providence. All right, that concludes today's reading, and great stuff as always. I really do like the 24 hours a day. Will I accept the diploma and become a graduate of AA? Well, Can tie in the daily reflection here too. I've gossiped about others. Maybe to my wife in an evening walk or something like that. And I hide it under the mask of I'm just venting, or help me understand this person and how I can respond to them. But deep down, I'm still talking about them behind their back. And then I catch myself doing that, usually after the fact, sometimes even during. And I realize, man, I still have a long way to go with this program. I'll never graduate from AA. This is something that I'll be working on for the rest of my life, but I don't say that negatively. It's exciting because, as I said yesterday, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be, and I'm really grateful for that. I see how much progress has been made in my life, and I praise my higher power for that, and I want to continue to just grow in that. It's not that I have to go to a meeting. I want to go to a meeting. It's not that I have to read these books every morning and do an inventory every evening and pray. I want to, because it gives me great joy to grow and see progress in my life, and to see the progress in other people's lives once they start to experience hope in their recovery. It's amazing. It's exciting. And just like the 24 hours a day says, I've been given a well-rounded life possible for me. I have other interests that I sincerely enjoy, where before all I cared about, especially toward the end, was getting away from everyone and drinking. I don't have to live like that anymore. All thanks to my higher power through the steps. I got a friend who always says, I don't want to go through life, I want to grow through life. And that's exactly how I feel. So with that, guys, as always, I don't speak out on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon or any other sect or denomination. I am just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery, and I am grateful to be here this morning, and grateful that you're here with me. If we were given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.